basketball, football, cross country, and everybody knows he is still coaching baseball as the varsity coach. He is a young and energetic 72 years old, and he's going nowhere. So tonight it is an honor for us, the foundation, the school board, and the administration, to honor and induct Chris Hardman into the Athletic Hall of Fame.
I have to serve two purposes here, so I'll talk just briefly about my introduction, and I'm on the committee.
Yeah, but you weren't there the day we nominated you.
So they snuck this in. But I'm grateful, thanks to Erica Judd, the foundation. Another incredible job. And to those people that have been honored here tonight, Amy, you found a need and you were willing to fill it. Brad took a tough situation and turned it into something incredible. Jeff, I read Cincinnati Royals. You got to be kidding me. Jack Twyman, the big O. I'm sorry you passed it up. I probably had your basketball card, but congratulations to you as well. 1994, Fred Summer Hardman got the Lindy Redmond Award. That meant everything. To the field hockey team's champs, obviously Joe, Sandy, champions. I wasn't there, but it is true that I touted the three people we picked. Jack, Andy, 1B, Kim, definitely top 5. Wow. We did a great job with that. I'll tell you just two very quick stories about me in Ottawa Hills. I go to Ohio Wesleyan in the fall of 1969, and the two guys next to me, Paul Kampke and John Lund. Some of you may know them, class of 69 from Ottawa Hills. So as freshmen tend to do, at least back then, we would sit around and we showed each other yearbooks. First I had heard of Ottawa Hills. And they were so excited and so proud to be from Ottawa Hills. And then we kind of went our separate ways, and I didn't think much about them. And I'm at Bowling Green getting a master's degree and finishing up the year. And I walked by in the student union, the board that sits there with jobs, and I was almost all the way by it. And it said, Ottawa Hills, looking for health phys ed and a coach. I'll grab that. I called, I got an interview. Had never been to Toledo before, but I drove up from Bowling Green on the day of the interview and drove around. I said, I'm not in Piqua anymore. This is an interesting place. And I walked into a room with Jim Casper, Bob Lower, Larry Garrissey, Norm Niedermeyer. We talked, I went home, I got a call, I'd gone back to Piqua for the weekend, and I got a call from Jim Casper, and he said, we'd like to offer you the job. He said, I know you probably have a lot of other jobs. And he said, just call on Monday and let us know what you want to do. I said, Dad, I don't know what, I want to call him back right now, but I'm in. Well, I did. I've been very lucky. But I will tell you something that I'll never forget. It's day one in August of 1974, and I'm down in the locker room, Dale Height, who many of you remember, was down there. He was such a pleasant guy. He was always singing, always singing. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. But he said to me, looked me in the eye, day one, and he said, young man, he said, I want you to know it'll go that fast. That fast. Was he right? Yeah, it goes that fast. In 1984, the baseball team was 6-22. Us, coach. We were a little bit better the following year. I was a coach. I said to some of our parents, I said, we need to do something a little different because we're not starting the season very good. So about 15 times that fall, and probably only took 2 meetings, but we had such incredible parents that we met. And I was at the Ellenwoods, and then it was at the O'Connells, and at the Nolats, and at the Coopers, at the Lacrons. And we discussed what we were going to do, and somehow Kerry Cooper said, I know the principal at Sarasota, and off we went, 13 families. What I remember most was the last night. We sat out on the deck of it's now Saudi or whatever. The sun was going down, and they had a little band there playing, and it was the guys and the parents. And little did we know what was to come. We have been going every year since, and because it was magical, and it still is magical. So we come back. I went to the tournament draw. Ottawa Hills was 4-5-1 was our record. We were just messing around. I didn't know whether we were any good or not. I left the game at Erie Mason, you guys may remember that, to go to the draw. And we came back in the first game, came from way behind and won the game, and then we won the second game, which tells you how important I was. I wasn't there for any of that. We started tournament play. We then beat a couple good teams, and I think we got some momentum and maybe a little confidence. I don't really know. But we started the tournament, and we were playing out at Patrick Henry, against Patrick Henry, and we were behind 2-0. And Dan O'Connell was up. We had a guy on first base, and I thought, we need to bunt.
Grab your belt.
I did. You fouled the first pitch off. He fouled the second pitch off. I probably cussed, but I'm going to take that out. I said, then go ahead and hit the ball. He hit it over the right field fence and tied the game, and we went on to win 4-2. So that's how we started the tournament. Andy pitched. So now we get to game 2, and we beat the number 5 seed team in the state of Ohio. Andy struck out 11. Andy pitched. We got some hits. The next game, I don't know, I think we played Arcadia. You guys are looking right at it. I don't know, somehow we won 3-2. I don't remember. I do remember my father being at the game, and you guys might remember this, but Mike McCormick had gone into just a funk. He couldn't catch a pop fly. And a guy hit the ball up, and it was in foul territory, and we were going to get out of the inning, and I'll never forget my father said, well, it looks like we got out of that. And I said, well, don't be too certain. He did miss it, but we ended up winning 3-2. So now we go a week to the 4th game, and we played Northwood. Maybe one great move I made was that if you remember, guys, with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th, I put Scott Poling to pinch hit. Was it for you, Ted? I don't know. I think it was for Rob. But He singles and we win.
Yes.
I said to my father after the game, I said, we're going to win the state championship. He said, well, why would you say that? And I said, because I thought Northwood was going to win the state championship and we just beat them. And Andy was right. I guess what I really offered was hope, a vision, and I don't know where it came from, but after the first game I said, hey, somebody's going to win 7 more, why not us? And then that continued, and I guess the guys felt pretty good about it. I did, but I didn't know whether we were any good or not, but we beat Northwood, and I thought, okay. So we go to the district, and Andy had pitched, by the way. So we go to the district, or the regional now, and I don't know, we beat somebody 2-1, I don't know who it was, but then and Andy pitched. And then in the regional finals, we beat the crap out of Wayne Trace. We had 19 hits, I don't know if you remember, it was like, whoa. And I'm sitting there going, we're going to Columbus. We're going to Columbus. Somebody's going to win 2 more games, why not us? So we get to Columbus. Naney pitched that game, by the way. So we get to Columbus and we beat. Who do we beat? Cadmus in Southern Ohio. We beat them 2-1. I remember a couple things. We pitched out twice, and Lott pitched out to LeCron, and we broke up the suicide squeeze, and we won the game 2-1. And I remember Clay McGurn made up the middle, but the game ended on a ground ball to third base, and Ted Millett bobbled it.
I knocked it down.
Well, we're getting to the good part of the story. He picked it up with his bare hand and threw the guy out by half a step at first base, and we won. And I said to him after the game, but honest to God, I said, why did you pick the ball up with your bare hand? I remember to this day what you told me. Kerry Cooper taught me, if you bobble the ball, if you knock it down, you pick it up with your bare hand, not your mitt. I've taught that every day since then. I've taught that. And I still got one more game to talk about, but I am going to talk about parents. We have never had a good baseball team that hasn't had great parents. You think about that. We've never had a good baseball team that didn't have great parents. I just find that incredible. So we get to the state championship game, and now for the first time the games are back to back. Friday, Saturday. Oh, Andy can't pitch. Oh, well, we had a few options, but the best option, sorry, OC, was Jeff. Jeff, you're going to pitch. He was an athlete. I looked at the scorebook, so I recall Sidney Lehman got 2 runs in the first. They got a run, and they had 2 guys on in the second. Andy, who was sitting in the dugout, because he couldn't pitch, came up to me and he said, you know, Coach, I can pitch. Get your ass, get down to the bullpen and get warmed up. I probably did say ass. I was a little excited on that particular day. So he goes down, we get him in the game. We went into the 7th inning. We fought. We were behind 5-2. I said to my father, who was standing beside the dugout behind the chain link fence, I said, we're still going to win. We're going to win. I don't remember everything that happened. I remember this. We did get 3 runs. The bases were loaded, and Ellenwood was up. And I thought, this game's over. We're going to win right here. He flew up. Andy continued to pitch. We get to the 11th. I was exhausted, and I wasn't pitching. But Andy pitched. So, I don't recall what happened. He might have knocked a couple more down, Ted, I don't know, but Sidney Lehman got 2 runs. Top 11, boy, we've come back once. Dad's still standing there, and I said, we're going to win. So the bottom of the 11th unfolds, and we get a hit, and maybe a bobble here, another hit, and a walk. I'm sorry, Rob Keebler isn't here. He was the best number 9 hitter through a tournament that any team has ever had. Critical. I remember that for this day. We want our number 9 hitter to be good, and he was incredible. I could talk about all the guys, but I don't have time, but I will finish with this. This is how brilliant I was as a coach. Jeff Ray's at the plate. Phenomenal baseball player. So I went up to Jeff. I said, I have an idea. Why don't you get a good pitch and single in, I think it was Rod, and let's win this game. I hadn't even gotten back to the first base coaching box. Single to right. Now what was really cool, the guys, they were thinking dog pile. And they did. And some great pictures from that. This is what you gave me. 2 things. I saw some today, and we got doctors in here, but when you listen to good music, you have a great conversation, or you have good memories, you release a hormone called dopamine. I can get to dopamine every time I think of this. So I'm there right now. I don't know if I can finish. I'm on dopamine. But they were dogpiling at the plate. And as Jeff was rounding first, that 10 seconds was everything. Dopamine. I think it was for him too, because he talked about it the rest of his life. So, Andy pitched. Over 24 hours, he had 16 1/3 innings, and the state had to change the rule that you could only pitch 10 innings over a certain period of time. We jokingly call it the lot rule. And the last thing, and I want to finish with this, because I'm asking you tomorrow night at the 10th, I have 50 young kids coming to a football game in a baseball jersey. Andy, you're going to draw a name out of a hat. This is our last remaining jersey, and some kid, by the way, 38 years, and it was funny, I said, geez, 3 seniors, we got all these underclassmen, we ought to do it again. This ought to be easy. 38 years, it hadn't happened. It hadn't happened. Oh, we've been close. And we got something going. You gave me the opportunity to say to every baseball team that we have for the last 38 years, you can do it. You can do it. These bunch of bums hit 269 as a team. They had 84 errors. We haven't had 84 errors in the last 2 seasons combined. But you know what you did? Grit, resolve, some luck. I don't deny that. I don't have all the answers. All I know is that you gave me me. And our baseball program, credibility we may or may not have deserved, but it will carry on. I'm going to buy you lunch tomorrow. We've reserved a library. I'm hoping that you can be there at 11:15. I bought a lot of pizza, and I've invited the 2025 Ottawa Hills baseball team to have lunch with you, whoever can show up. I want what you have and what you gave us to rub off on this group. But anyway, thanks to everybody. I didn't mean to take so long, but and the baseball team, come on up. I have a little gift for everybody. Rod and Matt, bring your dad.